Okay, obviously 2025 is over and we're starting a new year with 2026, and sometimes we can always look back on the things that has happened in 2025. So that is what I'm doing. I am telling you guys the top, well, I should say 10 things I've experienced in 2025. And yeah, so without further ado, let's just get started. Let's talk about the number 10 spot. And number 10 was the most shocking thing, and probably in basketball, probably in NBA history, and in NBA Finals history, and that is Tyrese Halliburton getting injured. And yes, that has to be my number 10 because of a few things. One, they made it to the finals for the first time in 25 years, and then the Pacers were doing so good against OKC until Game 7. Tyrese Halliburton tore his Achilles, and that just threw everything off for the Pacers and for their current season now, because Miles Turner left, and Tyrese Halliburton getting injured. Yeah, it was really sad to see this because I was playing a game with my friend, and when I came into my mom and dad's room to watch the game, that's when I heard Tyrese Halliburton was injured, and that was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. So I really missed I missed his injury, but when I saw them play, they were like trying hard to win. So like I got to give them credit for that. I hope next year they will do better. At number 9, so I replaced this with something else because of, this was also more shocking. This was just shocking just because of, how they did better with this, with Marvel. And y'all may know what I'm talking about. I'm saying Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four becoming one of the best movies probably ever, probably in the MCU, probably in the multiverse saga. So Thunderbolts was a movie about a few anti-heroes becoming a team to take down Valentina, if y'all know who she is. And it really became one of the best, probably one of my favorite Marvel movies ever, or probably my favorite MCU movies, like probably in my top 20. And then we also have Fantastic Four. So the trailer wasn't really doing enough for me until they showed the movie, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the ending with spoiler alert if y'all don't want to go that far, if you haven't watched the movie yet. So this is where they had Doctor Doom in it, and at the end with Franklin. And yeah, so I really didn't like the trailers and how they built the build up to it. But when they showed Thunderbolts, when they showed the actual movies, they were actually phenomenal. So I gotta give them credit for that. At number 8 was is something else with basketball and the Pacers, and that is Tyrese Halliburton's buzzer beaters. And to be honest, like some of y'all know those weren't mostly buzzer beaters. I really count buzzer beaters as as the clock is running down, and when the buzzer makes that sound, and then he makes it. That's like I consider it to be a buzzer beater. But however, those were I should say last second shots. So I think one of my favorites I think my two favorites are the one with Cleveland and the one with New York, because New York was the one with the choke sign. That one was the one with the Pacers and Knicks rivalry. The what else? Just when Halliburton had to take that risk to go back out and take that last shot, and his foot was on the line, so they really didn't count it as a 3. And then another one, and then I also have to say the Cleveland one, because it was real well organized. Like when Tyrese Halliburton had that offensive rebound, went back out, hit a step back shot, that was really good. So I gotta give him credit for that. And yeah, they were just so good. That made me like Tyrese Halliburton a lot more. That one, it made me love the Pacers a lot more as a dynasty, not just as, you know, my home team, not just Reggie Miller, but as a whole dynasty. So I really, you know, I always like the Pacers, but the dynasty, I feel like it's going to grow even more. Let's talk about number 7. Number 7 is just the performance itself was so good, and the rivalry. It was just two things mashed into one. It is Kendrick Lamar's performance at the Super Bowl. That I think that made me like Drake. What am I saying? Drake, Kendrick a lot more. Cause like, you know, I really like how he performs. He's basically one of my favorite artists right now. I think so. And yeah, just the whole rivalry with Drake was just crazy, and the performance. Let me talk about the performance. It was really good. I haven't rewatched it yet, but I might rewatch it again. But yeah, there's not really much to say. Number 6 is something wrestling related, and it is John Cena's retirement tour, and especially his last match. And this one has to be the most shocking because of how John Cena lost. So John Cena tapped out, like he was smiling, and they just made him give up. Like to me, I feel like John Cena shouldn't have won, or actually he should have. Like as a fan, if I wasn't like, you know, really deep into wrestling, I would say John Cena should have won. But however, storybook, you know, storytelling, I feel like Gunther should have won, but I feel like he shouldn't have. I feel like John Cena should not have tapped out, because John Cena tapping out was like, you know, of his motto, not giving, never give up. But they just showed him that he just give up. Like, wow. And like to me, if he was, you know, passed out or pinned, that would be a different story. But just him tapping out and him retiring was really sad. As John Cena as you know, for someone who is John Cena's, you know, probably his number one fan, or just who really likes John Cena, and he is placed in my number one favorite wrestler of all time, always has a special place in my heart. So yeah. Number five is like something that always, like, anytime I look back at it, I am like, wow, I can't believe this actually happened. And it really is just really, you know, let me just say it. It's the Pacers going to the NBA Finals for the first time in 25 years. Now, hold up. There's a notification on my phone. So, the Pacers going to the finals and for the first time in 25 years just blew my mind, and it really made me cry. So, if y'all don't know, I was born in Indianapolis, Indiana, and man, seeing this just you know, makes me real happy, because I always miss Indianapolis, and it's just really like, wow. I was like, wow. And then I cried, because, like, you know, it was around my sister's graduation party, and I had all my family there with me, well, here in Texas, and we were just all happy. Number four is it's something almost, this is kind of close to John Cena's retirement, but it was way different because he retired after 3 days after John Cena retired, and that is Terrence Crawford retiring. So I knew there will be a time where Terrence Crawford will retire, but I didn't expect this 3 days after John Cena's retirement match. And another thing, he is like one of my favorite boxers. He was my favorite fighter right now. And when he retired, it just blew my mind because John Cena retired, and then 3 days later, Terrence Crawford retired. Like out of nowhere. Like I said, I knew he was going to retire, but I didn't expect him to retire so soon. Just 3 days after John Cena's last match. And I do also have to say, Terrence Crawford is actually one of my favorite boxers of all time. Number 3 is something else that was less unexpected than my second thing that happened in 2025, and that is Micah Parsons getting traded to the Packers. So, recently, what was it? Not Stephon Diggs, it's Trevon Diggs went to the Packers. And that also shocked my mind because I was also thinking about this. But aside of all that, let me talk about Micah Parsons getting traded. So it really just shocked. It really blew my mind. But however, I don't really I really like to watch football. I like to see what happens every now and then with football or with the NFL. But this trade probably has to be the worst trade in NFL history. I don't know, probably top 10. I don't know where it's ranked right now, but it's probably up there. But I think and there was another reason why it was really low at my list. It's not at my number 2. It's because it was something like he was happy about being traded. Even though he was, still mad about it, but there was still some things that he was okay with or something. I don't know. So leave a comment down below and tell me what it was. So yeah, that's my number 3. Number 2 is the worst NBA trade in NBA history. It is Lakers and Mavs, aka Luka getting traded to the Lakers and AD getting traded to the Mavericks. Now I see why AD was getting. I see why AD wanted to go to the Mavs so he can play power forward, etc. But Luka, I just didn't understand, bro. That just really didn't make sense. They traded him because he was out of shape. I think they were, and then Nico was trying to focus on his. More on defense and him winning and the Mavs winning a championship. I feel like there were so many ways that Luka could have stayed on the Mavs and still have better defense. Man, anytime I see this trade, I still what the heck. But I feel like I should have added this in the 10 things, but I feel like I should have added Nico getting fired. And here's why it's so shocking, and I didn't see it coming. It's because of I feel like Nico knew that the Mavs were gonna are gonna be bad this season. I feel like what they were trying to do was get Cooper Flag, get more centers, get AD, Derek Lively, Kyrie, Clay, and get more other role players. I feel like that's what he was trying to do, just in case if any other if they're one of their stars get injured and they can fill up their spots, and then they can still get a winning streak or get a championship at least. So yeah, but anyway, that's my number 2. We're talking about the shock of 2025, the shock of WWE, one of the greatest heel turns of all time. But however, it didn't really work out for him. And that is John Cena turning heel. Yes, I experienced this. I just didn't expect his heel turn. Because when he hugged him, and when he looked at the Rock, when he looked at the Rock, in the eyes, like he was like this hug, and he was like this, like he was still mad or something, like he was mad or something. But and then when he kicked him right there, that was just like, oh my god, my favorite wrestler of all time just turned heel for the first time in his career. Like, wow. And then, months later, he went back to being a face. And there's not really much to say. Yeah, it didn't really work out for him because, The Rock was not going to come back for any storylines. And, Travis Scott kind of ruined WrestleMania 41 just a little bit. Like, I expected him to come out, but, like, I didn't feel like he wasn't really needed. In WrestleMania 41. That is the end of the video. Make sure you guys leave appropriate comments down below. Give this video a like, subscribe to Multiverse Lovers, ring the bell for notifications. So I'm going to do a lot of other stuff. I'm going to do some other stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Oh yeah, by the way, I have school tomorrow. So this will be the last video of my winter break, which is very sad. Alright, take care guys. Bye.